Nobody said goodbye, so nobody moved. One more song, one more laugh, nothing left to prove. Raise another glass, let the night decide. Some moments are too good to leave behind. Nobody said goodbye, so we stayed a while. Funny how another hour can fit inside a smile. 7 on the dot, music filled the air. Cold drinks on the table, salt still in our hair. Someone lit the lanterns, someone turned it up. The sky faded slowly, but nobody noticed. Every story found another ending. Every ending found another song. Nobody said goodbye, so nobody moved. One more song, one more laugh, nothing left to prove. Raise another glass, let the night decide. Some moments are too good to leave behind. Nobody said goodbye, so we stayed a while. Funny how another hour can fit inside a smile. Someone check the time, then put the phone away. Like the night it quietly asks for one more memory. Nobody said goodbye, not a single word. Only quiet laughter floating with the surf. Raise another glass to the stars above. Some nights never end, they just become the ones we talk about. Nobody said goodbye, nobody had to. Same time next summer, everybody smile. Saturday came without a plan, just killing time downtown again. The little record store was playing something older than the rain. Rows of stories dressed in black, waiting to be played again. I reached for one familiar sleeve, the same moment that you did. You smiled and let your hand fall back, go ahead. I laughed and said, you saw it first. You looked at me and quietly said, everyone talks about side A, but side B is where I stay. Everybody knows the first song, the one they always sing along. But you showed me something hiding underneath. Funny how one conversation can change the way a melody feels. Now every time that record spins, I hear you smile between the grooves. Yeah. We talked about forgotten bands, albums nobody remembers now. Favorite songs that never made the radio. Somehow you said the scratches tell the story. I said I've never thought like that. You smiled like you just shared a tiny secret with the world. The afternoon kept drifting by. Neither one of us looked at the time. Everybody knows the first song, the one they always sing along. But you showed me something hiding underneath. Funny how one conversation can change the way a melody feels. Now every time that record spins, I hear you smile between the grooves. Woo! The bell above the door, one more time. You picked up your bag, maybe we'll run into each other again. Before I found the right reply, you disappeared into the evening light. Now I play side B a little louder, listening for the words favorite song as another side. The needle drops, the room goes quiet, and somehow it still feels like you're sitting here listening to you always find it first, long before the shoreline, long before the blue. You close your eyes, smile a little, then quietly say, the ocean's close. A few more seconds, and there it is. I don't know how, but somehow you always find summer before I do. Friday fades inside the rear view. The city slowly lets us go. Windows open, your hair keeps dancing with the breeze that hasn't found the sea just yet. The road bends towards somewhere brighter. You lean your head against the glass, listening to something I can't hear. No signs, no waves, nothing has changed except the look on your face. You always find it first, long before the shoreline, long before the blue. You close your eyes, smile a little, then quietly say, the ocean's close. A few more seconds, and there it is. I don't know how, but somehow you always find summer before I do. Maybe it's the salt in the wind, maybe it's the warmth in the light, or maybe you've simply learned how to notice the beautiful things before they arrive. I keep watching the road ahead while somehow you've already arrived. I've spent so much time looking for destinations. You taught me sometimes the journey arrives first. You always find it first, before the waves, before the sunset, before the whole world turns into gold. I hear your voice, then watch the horizon catch up, and every single time I smile, because somehow you make the world feel one season ahead. The ocean's close. You whisper before the ocean ever knows. Rain kept tapping on the glass like it had nowhere else to be. I wandered through the wooden shelves, just looking for something to read. One last copy caught my eye at the very same time as yours. Two hands reached into the silence, then stopped for just a moment. You smiled first. Go ahead, no, it's alright. Funny how a stranger can feel familiar. One book, two different stories, one rainy afternoon, one simple memory. Maybe some people only cross your page just long enough to leave a line behind. I found another book instead, but kept seeing you coffee slowly cooling down. You laughed at something on the page. I wondered what had made you smile. For some reason that tiny moment stayed with me a while. When I stepped outside, the rain was still falling. Then I heard you call. Wait. You handed me the book with the folded receipt inside. I think you'll like chapter 12. And you smiled and walked away. Some stories never ask for names, they simply happen. I opened to the page. It isn't the people who stay forever, it's the moments that quietly do. The words were underlined. I looked around, but you were already gone. One book, two different stories. One rainy afternoon still follows me. Every time I pass that little bookstore, I wonder if you ever do the same. Maybe some chapters are never meant to end. They just keep living inside the reader. The rain finally stopped. I closed the book and somehow it felt like we'd both finished the same story. You beat me to the water like you always do, calling out my name with nothing left to prove. We chased the waves, we stole the sun. Another summer just for fun. Nothing felt different until you ran back in for one last swim. I stayed behind watching the tide. Then you turned around, brushed your hair away. The whole world missed a heartbeat. Right there, you were right there. Every summer, every shoreline, every little memory. Nothing about you changed, it was the way the sunset found your status. The water sparkles like it learned how to sing. Cold dreams catch the morning light. Shadows move across the floor. Every little moment feels like it's asking us to stay a little more. No clocks, no hurry, only the rhythm of the breeze. Oh, turn the radio up, let the whole world fade. Blue skies, blue water, nothing in the way. Palm trees dancing to the summer sound. Right here, right now. This is where we come alive. Open pages, never read. Sunglasses left beside the pool. Laughter drifting through the air like it knows exactly where to go. Oh, oh. Every song feels brighter here. Every breeze knows our name. Some days, ooh, don't need a reason to become your favorite days. Maybe happiness sounds like this. A splash, a breeze, a melody carried across the water. Turn the radio up, leave the windows wide. Summer moving, ooh, with the tide. Every heartbeat finds the groove. Ooh, every sunset starts to move. One more song, one more day. Let the blue skies lead the way. Keep it playing all afternoon. We were only 19, sitting on the hood of your old car, watching airplanes disappear into a sky we couldn't reach. You laughed and looked at me like forever wasn't far away. Then you said, if we're still alone at 30, let's get married. I said, it's a promise. We sealed it with a smile. Back then, 30 sounded so far away, like we never grow older, like we never change. Funny how some promises are only meant for younger hearts. Not because somebody lied, but because life writes different lines. Still, for a while, I believed I'd see you there at 30. Yesterday, an old friend called, said he'd seen your wedding photos. You looked happy the way I always hoped you would. I smiled before I even knew why my eyes were burning. Guess I was the only one still carrying a summer conversation. Funny how some promises stay alive inside one heart. Time moved on, you found your place while mine stayed with yesterday. Still, I'm glad you found someone who makes you smile. I never wanted to win that promise, because winning would have meant you never found the life you dreamed about. So here's to 19, to impossible plans, to believing love could wait forever. You kept your future, I kept the memory. Maybe that's exactly how it was meant to be. When I turned 30, The room was quiet before the sun. I slipped outside without a sound. The coffee steamed, the sea was silver. Morning hadn't learned its colors yet. I stood there long enough to know this was one I'd want you to have. So I pulled the curtain halfway closed, left just enough light to find your smile when you opened your eyes. You'll never know I borrowed dawn just to leave the best part for you. You'll never know how easy it is to love someone and all the little things you never see. Was waiting beside the door, still warm enough to hold the morning. You stretched like the day had nowhere else to be, then looked at me and simply said, I slept so well. Maybe love isn't louder than the waves, maybe it's quieter, a blanket pulled higher, a curtain moved gently, a second cup already waiting. You'll never know how many moments asked me to tell you but never needed words. You'll never know some happiness, some exists when nobody takes the credit. Ready? You smiled. I picked up the keys. The ocean was waiting. Worth the wait. Worth the wait, worth the heat. Nothing ever tasted sweeter than this moment. Nothing planned, just an ice cold beer in a sunburned hand. Raise it high to the sky. Here's the days that never ask why. If paradise has a taste, I found it. Woo! Worth the wait. Fresh out of the cooler, water running down the side. I almost took a sip and someone caught my eye. Come on, they were already running straight into the waves. I set my bottle down and chased the day. One swim turned into forever. One laugh echoed through the breeze. The afternoon kept stealing every minute from me. Worth the wait, worth the heat. Nothing ever tasted sweeter than this moment. Nothing rushed, nothing planned, just an ice cold beer in a sunburned hand. Raise it high to the sky. Here's the days that never ask why. If paradise has a taste, I found it. Oh, worth the wait. Sand on my feet, salt on my face, sunlight fading without a trace. Back where I started, bottle in my hand, still a little cold, still exactly right. Worth the wait. the taste of summer. The next track starts and somebody smiles, somebody sings, though we never met. Hands in the air, feet in the sand. Nobody planned how this day would end. Different stories, different lives, same summer sky, same summer vibe. For a little while, we were more than strangers, just waiting for the next track. Oh. Just a speaker half buried in the sand. Our favorite songs are floating with the wind. Four of us turned into six, six turned into everyone without a word. Nobody needed an invitation. The music already said one a little louder. Someone laughed a little closer. Someone clapped. The next track starts and somebody smiles, somebody dances, though we've never met. No names to learn, no plans to make, just another chorus for all of us to take. Different stories, different lives, same summer sky, same summer vibe. For a little while the whole beach felt alive, waiting for the next track. Oh. Kids were spinning, parents singing. Someone brought a football, someone brought the beat. The sun kept falling, nobody noticed. We were busy living inside the music. Tomorrow we'll all be strangers again. Maybe we'll never meet, but every time I hear that song, I'll remember this beach. The next track starts and everybody knows some moments only happen when you let them go. Different stories, different lives, one perfect afternoon. No goodbye, no promises, just a melody carried by the tide. Maybe that's what summer sounds like. The music stopped, the smiles didn't. How do I say it? How do I start? I've had 100 perfect lines, they're falling all apart. There's a little box hidden in my hand. Funny how forever feels so hard to plan. Ooh. You found another seashell, held it up to the light, smiled like you always do, like today was just today. I watched you chase the water while I chased every word, trying to find the one you'd never forget. Maybe by the shoreline, maybe when the sun goes down, maybe over dinner, maybe not like that at all. How do I say it without saying too much? How do I tell you what you've already become? There's a little box growing heavier somehow. Every step beside you feels light right now. You asked me, what are you thinking? I laughed and looked away. Nothing, but the truth had been riding in my pocket all day long, waiting for enough courage to catch up. Then you reached for my hand went without a reason, without a plan. And suddenly, every sentence I've been saving didn't matter anymore. I don't need perfect, I don't need rehearsed. You were always the meaning behind every word. So if my voice shakes when I finally begin, just know I've been saying it long before this moment. I opened the little box. You looked at me, the ocean disappeared. Your hands were cold, mine weren't warm. But somehow before the warmth ever reached my skin, it had already found my heart. You never knew what that little moment did. You just held my hand like it was the most natural thing in the world. The sun was falling slowly into an endless sea. Evening painted everything a little softer. We walked without a destination, just following where the shoreline wanted to go. The breeze grew stronger, you didn't say a word. You simply reached for my hand. Not because you needed saving, not because you were afraid, just because it felt right. Your hands were cold, mine weren't warm. But somehow before the warmth ever reached my skin, it had already found my heart. You never knew what that little moment did. You just held my hand like it was the most natural thing in the world. In the world. The waves kept coming and disappearing, leaving little mirrors on the sand. You looked out toward the horizon. I looked at the quiet space between our fingers, wondering how something so ordinary can mean so much. Maybe love isn't spoken, maybe it's hidden inside the smallest habits, the ones only one of us ever notices. Your hands were cold, but mine stayed quiet. I never told you why I smiled that evening. Wasn't beautiful because of the sunset. It was beautiful because without thinking, you reach for me. The warmth faded long before we got home. Somehow that feeling never did. Rain came crashing down right out of the blue. We could've run for cover, but nobody moved. Hands up to the sky, laughing even louder. Someone shouted, "Best shower ever!" Summer never plays it safe, neither do we. If the clouds wanna dance, they're dancing with me. Hey, hey. Woo! 35 and climbing, heat waves on the road. Cold drinks disappearing, 5 minutes they're gone. Every step was melting underneath our feet. Someone said, "I'm done." Then the sky changed everything. One drop, hey, two dewdrops, no turning back. Rain came crashing down right out of the blue. We could run for cover, but nobody moved. Hands up to the sky, laughing even louder. Someone shouted, "Best shower ever!" Summer never plays it safe, neither do we. If the clouds wanna dance, they're dancing with me. Shoes filled up with water, t-shirts soaking through. Nobody looked bothered, what else could we lose? Puddles turned to playground, sidewalks into waves. Every little worry washed away. 10 minutes later, blue skies, steam rising from the street. Someone squeezed their soaking shirt. We all looked around, started laughing again. Turning every ordinary moment into magic. Hands up to the sky, nothing felt better. Someone smiled and said, "Best shower ever!" We'll remember this long after the weather, because the best days never go together, they just happen. Like summer, sunshine again, like nothing ever happened. Before the city's even breathing, we're chasing gold across the waves. First footprints on an empty shoreline, like the morning knows our names. No traffic lights, no crowded beaches, just endless blue and open skies. They're just waking up, we're already living. On the dashboard, coffee warm in both our hands. Morning breeze rushed through the seats as we headed for the sand. Streetlights slowly disappeared, ocean colors coming through. Every mile the world got quieter, every mile felt brand new. No rush, no plans, just the sunrise waiting. Then the first light touched the water, nobody spoke, we didn't have to. Before the city's even breathing, we're chasing gold across the waves. First footprints on an empty shoreline, like the morning knows our names. No traffic lights, no crowded beaches, just endless blue and open skies. They're just waking up, we're already living. By the time the beach got busy, salt was drying on our skin. Half the day already written before this could begin. Radio said it's gonna be another hot one. We looked at each other, smiled, we're just getting started. Maybe paradise was never far away. Baby, it only wakes up for the ones who do. Before the city's even breathing, we're filling up another day. Sunlight One more golden hour, one more fading light. The ocean's still talking to the edge of the night. Let the glasses catch what's left of the sky. No one has to say it's time. Not tonight. White linen moving softly with the breeze that found the sea. The menu's been forgotten somewhere underneath the laughter. The ice has almost disappeared, leaving quiet circles in the glass. Funny how the smallest things always seem to last. Someone folds the umbrellas, someone dims the lights, but somehow our little corner still belongs to the afternoon. One more golden hour, ooh, one more fading light, ooh, the ocean's still talking to the edge of the night. Oh, let the glasses catch what's left of the sky. No one has to say it's time. Not tonight. Chairs are turned one by one. The music feels a little farther away. The shoreline keeps its promise, wave after wave without a word. The sunset leaves quietly like it knows we'll remember without trying. Some moments don't ask to be held on to, they simply sit beside you until they become part of you. One more golden hour, one more ocean breeze, every color, learning how to leave. Raise your glass to nothing new. Just this evening, seen with you. If tomorrow comes, it can wait. We're still sitting at the last table. The sea never asked us to hurry, so we didn't. Laughing out loud till we lost our voices, talking over every song like we had no choices. Hands in the air, hearts in the light. If this is all we remember, it's enough tonight. Laughing out loud under fading skies. Some memories stay without a reason why. Someone missed the exit, nobody seemed to care. We found another beach, waiting somewhere. Music through the speakers, windows full of sea. Every wrong direction brought us where we wanted to be. Yeah, yeah. One joke became another. One sunset turned into reason why. Even if we're not, we'll always know what that feeling means. Raise one more glass, here's to tonight. Some moments never fade, even after the lights go out. Laughing out loud one more time before the sunrise finds us. That was enough. There you are, walking into view, like the morning knows exactly what to do. Then I caught that little smile, and suddenly the distance didn't matter anymore. I showed up early just to buy some time, replaying conversations I'd already lost. Every passing stranger made me look up twice, wondering how we'd begin again. Then across the street you looked my way, the smallest smile found me first. There you are, walking into view, like nothing heavy ever followed you. I smiled back before I even knew. Somehow we were already halfway home. You stopped beside me like you always do. Neither one of us mentioned yesterday. The silence didn't feel empty, it felt like a bridge we'd already crossed. Some things don't need fixing, they just need a little sunlight and two people willing to take the first step. There you are, closer than before, every worry fading from the shore. You left and asked, so where to? Like yesterday, never left at all. I pointed down the street, you took my hand, we started walking. You checked your wrist, I checked my jeans. We looked around like we misplaced the day. You smiled and said we could turn back. I shook my head, oh keep this feeling. The road kept pulling straight ahead, like it had plans we never made. No buzzing pockets, no glowing screens, just a shoreline showing up a little at a time. No time today, let's leave it that way. Nothing to catch, nothing slipping away. If we're a little lost, maybe that's the point. Every wrong turn feels right with you. No time today, no countdown, no rush, just us, no. Lunch found us before we found a place. We stayed until the shadows changed. No one asked where we'd be next. The afternoon made every choice for us. Funny how the best days never asked to dream. We found the ocean. That was enough. Nothing to do, nothing but today. Ice cold beer, throw the plans away. Sun on our backs, salt on our skin. If this is doing nothing, let's do it again. Nothing to lose, nothing but now. The world's still spinning, we don't care how. If tomorrow's calling, it can wait its turn. Today's too good not to burn. We checked into paradise with one simple rule: no schedules, no meetings, no thinking. You raised your bottle, looked out at the water, then somebody shouted, "Last one in's buying." That was enough, we were gone. One swim became another. One laugh turned into 10. Funny how the best plans never happen on purpose. Nothing to do, nothing but today. Ice cold beer, throw the plans away. Sun on our backs, salt on our skin. If this is doing nothing, let's do it again. Nothing to lose, nothing but now. Another round before the sun goes down. Every minute melting into gold. This is the story will always be told. Barefoot across the boardwalk, music from somewhere nearby. Someone's dancing, someone's laughing. Nobody's asking what time it is. Nothing to do, nothing but live. Another cold beer, another reason to give everything to this beautiful day. If summer writes its own songs, we'll sing them all the way. Nothing to lose, nothing but friends. Nothing but sunshine that never ends. Let's stay until the sky turns blue into stars. Tomorrow can find us later. We ran like the sunset, still belong to us. Barefoot through the shoreline, kicking up the dust. One more dive, one more wave, one more memory we had to make. The ocean kept calling like it knew our names. If today was ending, we'd start it once again. Coolers finally empty, towels over shoulders, sand falls from our shoes as the daylight softens. Keys already in our hands, windows waiting to come down. Everything was saying it's time to go now. Then somebody turned, looked back at the sea, smiled. One more. Nobody answered, nobody had to. We were already running. We ran like the sunset, still belong to us. Barefoot through the shoreline, kicking up the dust. One more dive, one more wave, one more memory we had to make. The ocean kept calling like it knew again. The water caught the evening splashing gold around. Every laugh grew louder than the crashing sound. No one cared who won the race. We all reached the same place. Some days don't last for reasons, they just happen like this. Maybe summer was never in the sunshine. Maybe it was right here. We ran like forever, had slowed down for us, leaving every worry somewhere in the surf. One more dive, one more wave, one more story we won't outgrow. The stars were waking, the tide rolled in. We never saw the perfect ending. We were too busy living it. Same time tomorrow. Nobody said no.